Folks and jokes. I don't know if you guys can hear me already. I started talking way too soon, way too fast. But people, we are here. This is a pre-show. Hey
Ooh, look at
there,
that.
folks. Damn, look at that. Look at Soul.
You can't have a pre without that PRE, baby.
Exactly. I like how I just put this shit right in the back. There you go, right in the front. That's what we need.
On the forefront, man. That was they could tell the difference between the show and the actual pre-show.
I know, man. By the way, fuck you, Cedric. Okay, god damn it, you're an asshole. I'm about to show the screen right now. We're actually getting the show ready as we're doing this. Lots of things have happened today, folks. I will not get into it, but I will say that I've been a busy bee. So
Sabotaging the high score.
No, motherfucker.
Rabbit.
Yeah, I know. I'm about
Where's that bunny at?
Where's that bunny? Speaking of the rabbit, people, tonight after hours, you guys are gonna hate me. Oh, you guys are gonna hate me, but you know it's okay because at least Alan will be happy. Alan will be here soon. By the way, I fucked up. That's not what I wanted. Get out of here.
Well, yeah, we're doing a pre-show, Ruthless, because we don't. You guys are gonna keep boycotting us, saying we're always late.
Exactly, and this, people, you have no idea. There's tiny little things that go to this entire process. And like even now things are fucking up. I don't know if you guys can see my screen, but things are I can't even fucking capture a window. But there's so many problems when it comes to all this shit, guys. And if you make a mistake that's like a spelling mistake or a factual error or something, I have to go right back into Photoshop, fix all that, and then recolor code some things, and then make it for both chats. Couldn't do that today.
No.
My favorite. It's fine. We're not even live. We can talk how much shit as we want.
My favorite is when we had it. God damn, Penelope, you talking a lot of shit, girl.
Yeah, she's freaking out.
Fuck you.
Nah, but one of my favorite things is when you do XSplit, you always got to write down the descriptions, and I love that you can never copy and paste your description, for one. Two, you got to make sure everything's correct, because if you have to go back and fix any of the fucking screens that like make the show actually run, it has to be done all over again. So you just get the old description and have to type and delete shit.
Yep.
Fuck that. And hi, Penelope, you look cute.
And because me, I'm so tag oriented, I'm like psychotic when it comes to that shit. Because the whole double toast thing, double toast has really taught me to think a certain way and do things a certain way. So when I do these,
what's your opinion on Mexicans now?
What's my opinion on gamers? Actually, apparently what Sammy said.
Oh, I'm not going through that shit again.
All gamers are losers, Alan. You have to realize.
All gamers are losers and virgins that are all gonna eventually kill women because they're incels.
But some of them are nice though.
Nah.
No, it's funny, you know, that particular person says about gamers, and it's like he said word for word, aside from the Mexicans part, he said it about gamers, but it's Donald Trump. I mean, you know,
oh God, hey, oh yeah, man, it's like, oh, after one shooting, Donald Trump's like, I'm gonna go talk to the gamers. I wonder if he's gonna go talk to the architects after the last one.
Yeah, exactly.
Man, did you hear that stupid shit where the fucking governor was like, well, if there's only one entrance, it'd be fine. Like it would have solved the problem.
Hey man, that's truly what we need. Is we need one exit, one entrance, and that will truly protect the children from harm's way. Not actually, you know, trying to do something like actually reform his gun laws to probably keep these hands out of people that are actually mentally ill. Or my perfect example now, fucking Nazis. Alan, you want to hear something funny about the gun laws here in America? I'm about to break down here. All right, I don't own a firearm, folks. I don't own a firearm in the state of Colorado. Not because it's hard to get a firearm on the state. It's actually pretty fucking easy. It's actually worse than Columbine, believe it or fucking not. But because I have a medical marijuana license and I work within the medical marijuana industry, I am federally banned from owning a firearm. Not only that, they ruled on this as a court order. So the NRA, when they talk about defending Second Amendment rights, they don't give a fuck. It's about the people that they care about defending second rights. Basically, gun nuts that can afford 15 to 20 assault rifles, who are usually mostly rich white fucks that are in retirement that go shooting after the age of 65.
Why do you need a fucking assault rifle?
Oh, I'm not done with my rant.
Who are you fighting, Captain America?
No, it's because they have this fucking idea fantasy that they're going to be able to take over the government with small arms. Meanwhile, these guys can't even run a mile. And that's not me assaulting, because I can barely run a mile, too. I just don't pretend I will.
Yeah,
God just ran us over about guns.
No, I love that shit. I know Alan's kind of scared of him right now. He's like, I don't know. That seems so mad.
No, because I'm waiting to pop in. Because one of the favorite things when he said, "Yo, if there's only one or two entries," I'm like, did this motherfucker never see 300? Like, the entire point of that movie is because they only had one entrance that they were able to survive as long as they did. Like,
yeah, that's a great idea. Let's give an active shooter a choke point.
Really quick too, man. I like how his birds just flipped the fuck out. But really quick, the YouTube chat. I want to show you guys some love for you guys being here so early and everything too. We are going to start officially in about, I would say, 5 minutes. But ask us questions because I love how BBM asked this question. This is his pre-show question. Alan, how did you enjoy season finale of Supernatural?
Okay, so I'm still currently watching. I was watching it before the show. But what I do want to rant about is what kind of backwards timeline universe am I in where Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. had one of the worst season finales I've ever seen, and Gotham had the best? What happened?
Oh,
I literally screamed about it until the toast at like 6 in the morning because I was watching both episodes. I'm like, what backwards? Did the writers of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. just quit and they all moved to Gotham? Because Gotham had one of the best season finales I've seen for a television show. I can't wait for season 5. But Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was so bad. So fucking bad.
Really quick, Alan, getting to wrap it. I'll be right back. People don't give me a cough drop in case I start coughing up a fucking storm up in here. But once again, take the show. The Untitled Game Show takes over again.
If I'm taking this shit, happy birthday, Malcolm X. It is actually his birthday today. I think he will be 96.
How did I think it was Marcus Kilgore's birthday and you just forgot his name?
Man, fuck you. I wish I had Photoshop still. I will make him like Malcolm X now, looking out the window with a Toasty logo.
Oh, man. Wait, so, okay, you can see shit in the rabbit, or is it just me?
Yeah, I can see shit on the rabbit.
Oh, it's weird. I can't. I know.
One thing I want to talk about, like, you're watching Supernatural, and we were supposed to watch a certain episode together that Supernatural did during this past season, and you never talked to me about it.
Oh, God, I watched that garbage.
You motherfucker, you watched it without me?
Of course I watched it without you. I'm a fan of the show, and that episode was trash.
Man, fuck you. Scooby-Doo made that shit better, man.
No, it didn't. It made it worse.
I bet you Shaggy and the gang were just hanging out with them, killing demons and shit. It was probably fucking awesome. They probably got...
It was terrible. It was cringy. It made me want to kill myself.
The brothers probably got to second base with Daphne and shit. Like
he was trying.
I know. That's what you do when you become a guest star on Scooby-Doo. You got to hit on with Daphne. Everyone's done it. That's kind of staple with it. Oh, Alan. Alan in Muppet mode. So... we're going to talk about it a little later. You guys see here in the tab. But how do you feel about Nasty Muppets?
I'm not even going to answer that question. I'm going to look at the chat. So BB has asked me what I think of Season 4. Season 4 so far, I'm liking it more than Season 3. That they still have the same problem I have with the show of the characters are unmotivated. There's 47 plot lines per episode that don't interact at all. So it's fuck all. You go from one random plot to another random plot. It's like, great, I'm watching 2 episodes. Action scenes are still pretty good. And they're really delving into the fucking lore. AG's asking what the meaning of life is. That's 42.
What?
AG's asking what the meaning of life is. And Penelope is freaking out.
I know you gave me a number. What the fuck does that... all right, he left me off.
You never
all right,
saw,
guys.
You never saw... what was the fuck is that movie called? Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
No, I never seen it.
By the way, talk to the imaginary chair, man.
Okay, I'll talk to the magistrate chair. Hello, Vanish from Deadpool. I'm glad we could get you as a guest star. How did you feel that your character didn't really get that much dialogue, and when he actually did get screen time, he was lit on fire?
Well, I feel that.
I just holy shit! Yo, folks, I'm sorry for that hardcore spoiler.
Dude, it's fine. No, man, I didn't even notice that shit because we both watched it. So I was trying to do the Brad Pitt impression from fuck, what was it? A Snatch. So I was trying to do that impression.
Oh, the chat's gonna hate me for that one. Holy shit.
No, don't worry about it.
Oh no, that was spoiler. Oh, fuck.
You
I'm
fucked
sorry,
up. You gotta stop talking about shit we were talking about right before the show. I thought you tried to stop me with the Muppet shit because we gotta wait.
I was doing a tease with the Muppets. That was like an honest god mistake for a sake of a joke. I'm sorry, y'all. Holy shit, I am very sorry, y'all.
The best way to sum it up is that's not like a major holy shit type moment.
I feel like I gotta go kill myself now. I gotta go commit seppuku. Or what is it? A Sudoku?
Seppuku, you idiot. Sudoku is a goddamn game with numbers and shit.
Oh, well, alright, so I gotta go.
I always find it weird. I hope someone to check an answer because it's seppuku and harakiri are basically the same thing. Why are there 2 different names?
I don't know, Alan, but I think you're wrong, though.
Okay, BBM, do the rules still apply? No, because this is the pre-show. We don't have any pre-show rules.
No, we're not gonna show that shit. No, fuck you.
No, he was asking if Q&A rules still apply. Like he could keep asking questions during the pre-show.
Oh, as a show? Yeah, as long as we're not, as long as it doesn't stop the show, I see no reason why.
Or stop us from starting.
Exactly. No, we can always keep going. Wow, I never got to see Alan actually drink something on camera before. This is a really nice dish in the pre-show. Very casual, very chill.
I could have showed you wipe my nose earlier if you want to be really casual. Maybe wipe my ass.
Can I?
No,
hold on,
it's a pre-show. Exclusive content, Gonzo. You gotta care about your audience. Let me see you wipe that nose.
This is caring about his audience?
Yes.
Oh, no, I'm not gonna wipe my nose. I'm gonna wipe something else for that.
No, okay. No. No, people, no. So I see you guys are in the rabbit to see everything that's going on in the college. By the way, people, maybe I'll do a show that teaches you guys what I have to go through to get the show ready, because it is kind of interesting. At least I feel it's interesting. And yeah, I gotta tell y'all, it's a pain in the fucking ass, and they have to see the screen through the rabbit. If you guys actually join us in the call, you will not see what's going on, which makes things kind of hard to do sometimes. But moving on, it's time to get the show on the road. You see this disappearing? Click. No more pre-show, people. We about to get into it. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep, let's get this party started.
I love that. Yeah. All right, folks. And with that said, it's time to get going. On that 3, and on that 2, and on that 1. Shut up, Adrian, laughing at me. It's time to attack the chat. Ooh, look at that record player. Damn. Orange all over the goddamn place. Sparkly, nice and blue. Nice weather in the background there. I gotta change that though one day. People, Midnight Chat Attack has officially started. Sorry about being late. It's all Alan's fault. Alan's responsible for everything.
Yeah.
Man, you know what that fucking city reminds me of? Remember playing Spider-Man 64 on the gaming show?
Oh god, yeah, it does actually. It really does.
Why do you think I was such a fan of it, man? I was thinking that to myself. I was hoping nobody call it out.
Oh my god, I didn't even think about that till Nick was like, yo man, we gotta change the background. I'm like, the background? Oh shit, we're in Spider-Man 64 land.
We basically are, yeah. And then somewhere Ganja's fucking going through a bunch of reigns because he's a bitch and knew how to play that fucking game.
I love the fact that you said no rules, and the first thing will go is, okay, we're gonna install Alan. Looney Tunes like, no pre-show rules. Alan hates women.
Oh, that's fucked up. But that's not actually
Man, that's some bullshit.
Also, get your ass in the rabbit.
No, he's in the rabbit.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah, no, it's all good. It's all good, baby. No, because people.
Ooh.
Oh wait, damn, what was that? Ooh, fuck yeah, flirtatious.
That's nice to know you in the bunny costume for Easter.
Oh, I know. Man, actually, would that be attractive though? I don't think that'd be attractive if a girl was walking around in
All right,
like an actual bunny costume.
Ever since Silent Hill, the Room, bunnies suits have never been entertaining to me at all.
Yeah, no, it's scary as shit. I don't need that. Like, I mean like full like fur bunny shit. No, not cutesy bunny. I mean like an actual rabbit.
The fuck are you talking about?
Furry shit again?
Yeah, not again. I never talked about that shit before, bitch. Don't make me.
I was anti-fur. I don't know what the fuck Aunt Nick was going in that conversation.
I thought you were with me, Ganja, but you had to leave right when the bus is coming and throw me under it, motherfucker.
Well, yeah, who do you think was driving it?
It was the short bus too.
Wait, short bus. We're trying to say. Wait, he didn't say anything really derogatory. I guess I can't.
Yeah, he did. He called you stupid.
I know. Oh, see, you hate stupid people, short buses, huh? That's mean.
yeah, fuck it. For the sake of the joke, yeah, I'm a little fucked up.
Thank you for everything for the sake of the joke. Oh, time to work on our personas. Man, Jet, no, goddammit.
Why the fuck does she know that name?
Dude, she knows.
Jet knows a lot of things that I never want to ask her about.
I do want to ask her, and I want to make sure to ask her in the same room with Alan because apparently it pisses Alan off like a lot. You know, it's great. I love it. But the one thing that's not going to piss off Alan a lot, I thought I was going to say that smoothly. I did not. I fucked up. But the one thing will not piss him off is tonight's After Hours. You guys know that Alan is made fun of all the fucking time. People make fun of him and say he has bad taste in movies. And we always have to watch shit that he hates. And he's just tortured. He's tortured throughout the entire After Hours viewing party. But we're changing that shit tonight. Because people, I didn't do this for Alan, by the way. These are all my ideas. I went back. I looked in box office history of every 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. And then I added a couple of new stuff in there that came out this week. But these are all movies that we're going to be watching for tonight, or depending on your vote. I'll make a straw poll later on, but the choices are Star Trek Into the Darkness, which came out 5 years ago, right, Alan?
Yeah, it's something like it's been a while since we've seen that. So
13 Reasons Why, Season 2, Episode 1. It just came out today, I think.
Didn't they push it back because of the shooting in Santa Fe?
Is it out currently? Because I know that was an issue, but that shooting was a couple days ago, so it might have just got pushed to today.
Oh, okay.
Well, I didn't even know about that, but if it's still up, then I guess we can watch it. If it's
I'm
not,
sure it's
then
still up.
shit.
It's just they moved the premiere. The premiere is probably the day of the incident. So
I know a guy that's got a legal license trademark access to it, so we're good.
Okay, cool. And then, dumbass. And this came out 15 years ago. The Matrix Reloaded. Your boy Alan likes his Matrix.
Look,
I don't know if you like this movie.
Okay, so my stance has always been that the first Matrix is the best because it's very unique. It's the first time anyone's ever done anything crazy like that. It has great choreography, and that lobby shootout is one of my favorite action scenes of all time. Matrix 2, at the time, I didn't like it, but then after I kind of went back and watched it, when I went back and watched all three, I'm like, Matrix 2 holds up still. The effects are still pretty good. The highway fight is still incredible, and that fight scene when he's fighting all the Smiths off. That's like a 5-minute fight scene. 3 minutes of that is practical effects, except for the last 2 minutes, which becomes a CGI video game. But I think that movie got a lot of hate because it was so weird and it wasn't like the first one. It was so different to the first one, so everyone was like, "Fuck this movie." But if you go back and watch it after so long, it still holds up. It's still a really good action movie.
Yeah, and I mean, I see that point as well. I do think that first time it was good. But for me, I like to watch movies that's good no matter what fucking time. And I'm telling you, we sat back, we watched that together. I hated that shit. But we'll talk about it tonight if people vote for it. The other choice that we have about here is Bruce Almighty. Came out, I think, 15 years ago as well.
I don't want to watch that with y'all because y'all gonna just shit on me.
I'm just gonna rank on you so hard.
Yeah,
you're right. There's no condom-filled fucking sex scenes in this movie.
Oh no, trust me. The way I'm gonna fuck you, there's no condom.
Exactly, you're gonna do that shit raw. We should watch WWE Raw. That's our next choice. I'm just playing.
Fucking ODB style, bitch.
Yeah, you know me. And then the last one, this came out. I know, it's stupid. But tonight.
Wow, that was a time bomb. You didn't even know that shit until a second later.
You fucked up, but continue.
Oh, for real? I did?
Yeah, ODB is old dirty bastard, not OPP.
OPP.
Oh shit! Okay.
That's why I wanted you to continue because I knew I was gonna kill you.
Oh god damn it!
Anyway,
Continue the momentum, Nick. I'm sorry.
Whatever the fuck Cargo is, what's that?
No, see, Cargo is a movie with apparently Morgan Freeman, but this thing looks pretty cool, and I'm not gonna tell you what the synopsis is too much because you're gonna be like, oh, no wonder why Nick likes it. Fucking infections, blah blah blah.
Is it a horror? I was gonna say, is it a horror movie?
Yes, who gives a shit? But no, man, this might be a pretty cool movie. This is the international trailer over here, but yeah, I don't know if people are into this, whatever. It's not Morgan Freeman. It's Martin Freeman. My bad.
Wow,
Sorry.
That's a huge difference that I kind of don't blame you on, honestly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they rhyme and everything. They'd be in a rap song if someone mentioned both.
The Freeman brothers.
Yeah, like, man, I got Morgan Freeman.
Yo, no
and
joke.
Martin Freeman.
All you have to say is Martin Freeman is in this, and I'm already sold.
Really?
He's honestly one of my favorite actors because he started off in Sherlock. He was in the first season of Fargo. He's the only reason I watched the Hobbit movies. And I loved him in Black Panther. Like, he is honestly one of my favorite actors. As soon as you say Martin Freeman is something, I don't care what it is. I already got my drink. I'm ready.
Yeah, no, that's actually awesome. But yeah, he's done a lot of stuff. I forgot he was in Black Panther. Because he looks
small role, but he did good in a small role.
Well, plus too, for me, he just looks so generically white. You know, I'm not trying to say like, oh, white people suck, whatever. I'm just like, you know, it's just.
Yeah, I gotta show you Fargo, man. You might like Fargo. You like the television show. Like, he's fucking incredible in it.
One thing is, he's in Animals. That shit that Julian liked. Just saying.
He's in Animals?
Yo, a lot of people are in Animals. That's not a good way to discredit them because
some of our favorite actors are in some garbage.
Yeah, like, do you know Duncan Trussell from Joe Rogan's podcast? And he does stand up.
Oh, actually, no. I've seen that name. I have not watched that particular episode.
All right, he's a decent to really good comedian sometimes, depending on where his setup is, what kind of joke he's doing, and what audience reaction he has. Mm-hmm. And he was in Animals, the episode we watched, and his character may be the most mad.
Okay, yeah. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, we didn't like it, but most people probably do. And, I mean, as long as he did a good job for whatever he was given, that's all right. So, yeah, Martin Freeman, honestly, looking at his picture over here on fucking IMDb, he looks like young Vince McMahon. They should have him play Vince McMahon in the fucking documentary. I would be so
you're not even wrong. Because I don't think he can do an American accent that well.
The ears and the fucking really happy face that throws it off a little bit.
Yeah, man. But
because he looks like, yeah, man, WWE, The Rock, yeah. Vince, when you actually show him, he looks like he's constantly passing the kidney stone.
Yeah, oh, damn. That really fits his fucked up. Yeah, people, so that's it. And Cargo, it's an infection movie. I mean, I don't know if it's about zombies, really, but it's about, you know, contagions and people being in quarantine, shit like that, and a bunch of post-apocalyptic shit. So we'll see what you guys feel about that. Hopefully you guys don't hate the list too much. And if something happens and, like, nothing's voted for or whatever the fuck, if you guys really, really show me you don't want to watch these movies, we'll find something else.
We'll watch Attack on Titan instead.
Yeah, because keep in mind, people, like, wait, I said yeah to that shit. What?
Dumbass.
Actually,
no, Alan, you know the rule in the After Hours. We don't watch Attack on Titan until you go to sleep.
I swear to God, one of these days I'm gonna pretend to leave and then come in on a different account, just as a guest in the fucking chat. Man, I can do that.
So mad. You know how many times I leave the church to watch one of your favorite movies that didn't win when you were there?
Because we did the midnight thing, which I also have an account on, so I can let myself in.
That's true, and you guys will think it's me.
Exactly.
But especially now, because it doesn't even show two separate accounts, fucking rabbit.
Oh, it
perfect
doesn't?
Plaid. It's the perfect plaid.
That's why I yelled at Alan earlier to join the fucking rabbit, because the rabbit was lying to me.
I know, and then I yelled at him too to get in the fucking rabbit. So apparently Alan's gonna get blamed for everything forever.
Yeah, I'm used to it. My younger brother used to blame me for everything.
I was like to say my brothers, they blame me.
His little brother goes out and it's just fucking a horrible snowstorm. It's like, fucking Alan.
God damn it. Hey, Alan's over there at the window like, what's wrong? What did I do? But here's the
I
thing,
mean, to
though.
be fair, they would blame me for this though, because I love this though.
But you know what you won't blame me for, man? People breaking them fucking rules because God's gonna be. Oh, look at that! That was.
They'll
fucking
find a way.
horrible.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, man. Hey, Ganja, you ready to do the rules, bro?
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think you can do them without looking at it? No, you're looking at it. I can tell, bitch. God
Damn
damn.
it! He saw the yellow coat on my face.
Yeah,
But you know what, you
sorry.
guys? If I can see the rules, y'all should be able to see the rules. So, guys, run up a run. Newcomers, join the call first. We're all about those new, fresh smelling faces, people popping off for the first time or hopping on that we haven't seen in a while. We miss you. We want you. And get inside the call, baby. So, let us know on any type of fucking network you can hook us on. Smoke signals, DMs, PMs. I don't give a fuck. Just get in contact with us. Number 2, do not talk over each other.
Why, Goodwin? Why?
Especially when it's laminating over a co-host that we tragically lost in a show that I really enjoyed. Even though I was watching it and lurking, wasn't really hanging out in chat much, I still appreciate the high score. We're going to miss you guys. But do not talk over each other about the subject because, honestly, it's our show now. Number 3, please no nudity, folks. This is a staple of the internet, especially squeaky clean internet that we like to be a part of. So keep titties and the dicks inside the pants and shirts at all times.
Oh, you motherfucker. You fucked up.
I almost fucked up, but I recovered, so fuck you.
No.
Number 4, don't give anyone else the link. We are a planned show, believe it or fucking not. So, you hand out the link to anyone else, you're gone, so is the asshole that clicked it. And, Alan, remember, tell the people. Read the rules and what, sir?
Don't be a meanie, motherfuckers.
Aw. I thought it was going to be PG with the meanie thing, but nope, he said motherfucker.
Nope.
It's okay, though. I like that. I like motherfuckers. But, you know what I don't like, Alan? I don't like when
There's a lot of things, honestly.
That-
Yeah, like,
Where do I go from there? Taxes.
Oh,
America.
really? And how about you and not liking more things than me? Because obviously people
That'll
I like more
never
things than this
happen.
motherfucker does because he's a lying sack of shit, people. I don't like him. No, I'm just playing. But here's the thing, though. I don't like when people are not in the Amino chat because when I go in there, no one's talking to me. Don't call me on that shit, Ganja. I'm in there sometimes, bitch.
Oh,
Yeah, when you
I was
do,
about
you
to
say
say,
pizza.
no, I was about to say, nobody can talk to you if you're not in there, sir.
Sometimes I am. I go,
Yeah,
hey,
he says
people.
this is dessert.
You know, I'm gonna be better with that. You know, starting tomorrow night, or maybe the next night. Yeah, maybe after that. I'll one day.
Whenever you can, sir.
I'll be in there to talk with my homie doggies. By the way, in the beginning, when I was in there, no one talked to me at all. It was just me and JT. And granted, JT, I know I should stay in there because you're such a great person. I enjoy talking to you, but I did get busy. But then, as soon as I leave, everybody jumps in there like, "Hey, we're all friends and family. Like, talk to me, goddammit. Go to Amino Apps."
You know why it got more popular, right? Because me and Alan started going in there. We're the most popular characters on the show.
Well, okay, that was already popping off because I didn't know it existed for 2 weeks.
all right,
No
good
one told
point. It's because I was in there, the most popular.
No, but as soon as I joined, it became way more popular.
Liar.
Actually, I think it was because of Jet's questions. I think that really helped people get
Man,
Oh, yeah.
no more.
all right, I can't even say Chet's not fucking. She's the highest fucking ranked member in there. She's higher than the fucking people that run that shit.
Higher than the leader.
Yeah,
I
why
fucking
is
hate
Jet
you.
a higher rank than me on my own shit? What the fuck?
She's always in there talking shit.
Always
I'm
fucking,
serious.
it's
Man,
ridiculous because like so Nick's the leader and me and Ganja are curators. Me and Ganja are level 8. Ganja's Nick's level 7 and Jet's level 9. We don't understand it.
You know what it is that I think Jet just knows what the quiz answers are. She plays the quizzes and then just fucking whoops ass. Yeah, that's what it
No,
is.
that doesn't matter because that's a DT amino which has a different rating system.
Oh,
Yeah, every time you go to a different room, you have to start over again.
You have a different level, which means
Yeah.
somehow she's like the best in ours, which makes no sense.
Yeah, well, we know people take Jet off her fucking throne. Go in there, talk on Amino chat, and get her. I like how Alan just went in there right away. Like, I'm gonna do it right now. Fuck this bitch. Okay, like he just ran with his fingers on the keyboard.
He's writing an email to Amino to try to say that she's a bot.
Exactly.
Get her kicked off.
On BBM, the highest level is actually 100, by the way. Or no, not 100. It's 1,000.
Well, yeah, but we're talking about the highest level in our like, because wait, how is Cedric level 9?
Cedric is busy in there, bro. Cedric talks a lot. Blah blah. By the way,
He's one of the fucking VIPs of the chat. Like most of the time, he's always hanging out and greeting people that pop in there.
Oh yeah, because he always has work and barely does whatever he has to do at his job. So
Yeah, BBM is also David Mortal. That's his name on Facebook. But BBM's in there talking up a storm as well, and he's level 8. He just said he's level 8, which I'm not surprised. BBM, you are a busy dude when it comes to that shit. And I love like how
Hashtag
much
Team Jet.
no,
Team Jet. Yeah, right. He was saying Team
you
Jet.
don't need another person here with a huge ego. I can't deal with the shit.
But anyways, people, yeah, we'll move on from this and everything too. But just make sure to go check out our Amino page and everything like that. Then also to make sure you get into the rabbit call with us for the after hours. Once again, Star Trek Into the Darkness, 13 Reasons Why, Matrix Reloaded, Bruce Almighty, and Cargo. But I do got some cargo of news for yo ass, Ganja. I think he's typing. It's okay.
I was talking
We're here. We're attentive.
God damn it! I was gonna explain myself. Y'all don't talk over me. But I was saying, I was talking to somebody within the DT chat, trying to get them into the show. So basically, trying to pull like the Candy with Strangers technique to try to get them to watch our shit.
Okay.
Why would you say it like that?
I know. Why'd you? Yeah, exactly. That was fucking scary. But
leave me alone. I'm getting my Chris Hansen on over here.
But you know
that's the literal opposite of what he does.
But the thing is, that's not the only thing weird that we're talking about today. We're talking about this horrible fucking trailer. Not horrible. I love it. But god damn it. What's going on with this shit, man? Alan was so mad when I saw this trailer.
Because I'm sorry, like as soon as I saw this trailer, my first thought was, well, this looks like some bullshit. I bet it's not going to go anywhere. And then I see Melissa McCarthy, and I go, well, I can't talk shit about this trailer because it's going to continue to fire that everyone thinks I hate women.
Not only women, but big women.
Honestly, everyone knows that this is some garbage. This is some like Freeburg and Seltzer bullshit where it's like, let's get the Muppets and they're happy-go-lucky and fun-loving, like some Sausage Party bullshit. But now it's dark and R-rated and adult, so that way we can get away with it being funny. The only kind of cool thing in this entire trailer is for people that don't know what the fuck this is about. Melissa McCarthy is in Muppets land and there's some murders and she has to solve them. and it's like, oh, let's get the Muppet, kick people in the balls, having sex, fucking stabbing and shooting each other because we're adult now. And honestly, the only thing that in this trailer looked kind of cool was at one point, I'm pretty sure Melissa McCarthy has a choreographed knife fight with a bunch of Muppets, which looks hilarious. But that's the only part of that. And that end joke, oh god, that end joke. It's like, if it went on for a couple seconds, sure. That's like the fucking last 15 seconds of that goddamn trailer is watching some Muppet lose his load across the entire fucking room.
Oh god,
with silly string.
Yeah, with
at least it's not real. At least that would make less sense.
But Max over here, and he's basically a fucking Muppet in himself. I'm sorry. Like, I mean that in the most nicest, but really fucking mean way possible.
I don't think that's how that works, buddy, but okay.
No, but like, Max, man, what'd you feel about this trailer? I'm going to ask Ganja later on, but I'm asking you, man. How do you feel about this?
I hated it so much.
What?
And I thought it was just like Sausage Party, but worse. I never thought it was possible that you can make a trailer that's worse than the entire Sausage Party movie, but it's just like that. Because it has that same type of crap where it's so in your face about, look at how adult we are. We have sex jokes and we have cursing. We have this and that. We're not your average kids movies. We're just written for people with the mentality of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, don't talk about Ganja like that.
Well, no, because Ganja's a guy who did like Sausage Party, and I will say this: I didn't like Sausage Party as much as I thought I was going to, but there was a couple things that made me laugh, and it was the adult-themed things. But you, Ganja, you like ratchet, disgusting, gross, fucking stupid shit. How do you feel about this?
All right, my thing with the trailer is I kind of like all the jokes within it to a certain degree. Like this scene with Melissa McCarthy doing drugs with the Muppets.
Some weird fancy bullshit.
Yeah, I just like it because they are really well done Muppets. Like you can tell there is some money behind the Muppets designs to try to make them all look like characters within this realm of dirty crime-ridden stuff. And I do like that. I was a huge fan of Meet the Feebles by Peter Jackson, and I kind of feel like this is kind of one of those like rare Muppet titles that are going to try to do radar Muppets. My only problem with it is that last scene in the trailer really kind of just irked me the wrong way because I felt like that should have been an in-movie scene and not a trailer scene. And the only reason I say that because it gave me a huge vibe of exactly what Ragnarok was saying. Not Ragnarok, Little Ragnarok was saying. That this is just, hey guys, look how edgy you are. You see these Muppets fucking, man? Wow, look, silly stringes. That should have been something in the movie that we saw and joked around with. Like, you believe they did that fucking bullshit? It shouldn't have been part of the Red Band trailer. That was like if Sausage Party opened up that giant food orgy in the trailer.
It's the only thing in this entire trailer that would be considered Red Band. That's why they put it in. Like,
that's untrue as fuck because they're cussing up a storm throughout this whole thing and doing drugs and saying that's a good thing. Oh, that's good shit. Fuck yeah.
And also,
just seem weird.
There's an illusion that she might fuck a Muppet.
And also, really, Melissa McCarthy. I mean,
that's the only reason they're selling this movie. They're selling this movie on the name of Jim Henson's son, and they're selling it on Melissa McCarthy. It's the only reason this movie got any budget. Because honestly, if this was like rando woman lead and rando director, this movie would have never gone on foot. But the fact that it looks like Muppets, Jim Henson's son, and Melissa McCarthy, this entire movie is being sold on the talent around it. And then when you have the rated R shit, you're getting the potheads are like, man, I can smoke weed to that and get high and watch that all day long. Like,
hey, what are you assuming here?
Besides, that's an entire movie. Is the quality of the movie itself is not what the reason why we're selling this. It's everything around it, and it's like this looks like trash. I'm not watching this fucking movie.
Okay, by the way, I'm just gonna put this out there because I think this is something that we're not being honest with each other right now. To no one else, I think that this was actually pretty attractive. This was awesome.
Wait,
Are you talking about
what?
the secretary or whatever the fuck's going on?
The
there?
whole thing up against the door like that with the glass, and then there's people and they don't give a fuck. Like, I think that's awesome. I think that was a great thing. People do this in real life.
You want to fuck a Muppet?
I don't want to fuck a Muppet, but I want to be a guy that walks into an office trying to talk to a Muppet boss, but then I see them having sex. I'm just joking, man. I'm trying to piss you off.
Weird.
You've been hanging out with Corey Coleman too long for Double Toasted.
Oh man, no. Here's the thing, man. Look, you guys. I'm not saying you guys on this call, but I'm saying like people that are probably watching this and people that are all over this community. You guys made porn out of Zootopia. You're surprised that this is fucking happening? I'm sorry, but everyone's cool when there's a joke for Zootopia and holes in the elephant that's
nobody
doing yoga.
was.
No,
I
because
was puppet jizz everywhere.
No, nobody was. What's your point? You're actually like, if
No.
you released porn of Zootopia, you'd have a point.
No.
But this is an official fucking movie.
I'm sorry, but no, I'm not letting this shit go. I'm sorry. It gets to a point where people like Marcus Jones, somebody in our fucking community, will have this weird ass Twitter thing, and every time I talk shit about it, like, oh, he's a fucking pervert, he's a fucking freak, disgusting. I want to eat my cereal while I'm fucking reading news on Facebook, and then the girl's huge stretched out vagina is on my fucking screen because art, man. And like I'm fucking just trying to enjoy my fucking day without seeing a huge monster octopus vagina, and people are cool with it. Like I'll make a joke or I'll talk shit and it's like, hey man, that's what he's into, bro. Don't make fun of him. Oh, Zootopia, you know when the characters have holes and they do yoga fucking things and the camera goes right up the bear's ass when he's doing yoga because it's funny, right? So funny for kids to watch this shit happen on screen. And My Little Pony, everyone's like, dude, don't hate on bronies. That's not cool, man. Let them want to fuck ponies. And it's like, you know what? Fuck it. You guys want to be perverts and be fucking apologetic to all these fucking perverts? There you go. It turned into what it was going to turn into. Enjoy it, motherfuckers. Like,
No, I'm gonna say you continue talking shit, and even if those people that are defending people that are into some weird shit, keep that shit private like it's supposed to be.
Nick, I think you must have popped a muscle, or popped a bone with all that stretching you were doing.
I thought you were gonna. I don't know what you're gonna say. He busted a nut. He popped.
I thought he was gonna say fuck the boner watching this trailer. I was like, yeah, okay, I believe that.
That was more reaching than Elastigirl.
I mean, I don't know.
Ooh.
Max, thank you for talking too much because Elastigirl is another person. How many pictures do we have even during the high score when people are showing ass pictures of not only Elastigirl?
Because she's thick.
She's
You're not
animated,
helping.
she's a mother. This is for kids. God damn it! You're not supposed to look at her and
So
say she's
what?
thick.
They gotta grow up once in a while.
And Thanos. That's another one. Thanos. What's
That's
up with
a
thick
weird
Thanos?
What?
What?
Dude, people fucking doing art where Thanos is butt ass naked and they showing like side dick.
All right, you just went from like, hey, this is actual Disney property to like, hey man, fan art with Thanos' thick ass.
But this is
Well,
for
no,
kids.
it's like, okay, you're talking about fan art versus something that's official. If they made an official, pony fucking movie, yeah, you'd have a point. What the fuck is wrong with people? This movie's probably costing $30-40 million. So this whole thing of people having their own, sexual desires, that's fine. Then it's like someone's like, I'm gonna write a $40 million check so you can watch for a bunch of puppet sex and violence. Like, who fucking thought this was a good idea?
Raheem saying that Alan got STDs from the Muppet Chick, and Jet saying I'm suing Diaz for that comment. It caused me
You
distress.
should.
This trailer is causing me some distress. Go ahead, Max.
And with Sausage Party and this trailer having come out, I wouldn't be surprised if somebody tried to do a My Little Pony movie, but there's sex and violence in that one.
No, exactly.
Not with the My Little Pony brand, but there'll be a pony thing. Where they'll do something like Sausage Party with ponies.
Like for example, Ryan in the chat, I think he's a new watcher. Thank you, Ryan, for joining us. And if you got a good account, a good audio connection, let us know. We'll actually add you to the show. But he mentioned that I guess puppets are independent now. So I guess Jim Henson Country is owned by Disney. So they're not actually Muppets. I guess they're just like puppet humor now.
Okay, because honestly, they're basically selling this on some Muppet bullshit. But when you look at they're like almost like discount Muppet. That's why I was saying this is a Freeburg and Seltzer bullshit. Because it's like, well, let's make them look like Muppets, but they're not actually Muppets. So that way we can get away. Yeah. There's like right before there's a point where she punches a Muppet in the face, where it's like, okay, we might have a choreographed fight with Muppets, which could be kind of cool. But it's like, again, they're just trying to sit there and be like, okay, let's get as close as possible without being sued.
Yeah, but this is like I said, man, this is Team America thing. I remember there's some sex scenes in Team America. People are like, oh, it's funny, right? Because fucking South Park and fucking Robot Chicken, ha ha ha.
Hey, Team America is garbage too. I'm sorry.
Family Guy is another one too. Family Guy is the one where the show starts off with that fucking happy-go-lucky ass fucking theme song. Violence and movies and sex on TV, and then we're gonna show Peter's fucking dick because he's too fucking fat that he cannot see it. Like, I'm sorry,
We should go on Broadway.
Thank you.
Family Guy the musical. Smart. Thank you.
No, I'm surprised that's not real.
I know. I'm going out tonight.
No, ooh, she doesn't even finish that fucking word.
Welcome to the musical. Nick Diaz stretching,
Oh,
Exactly. But
Diaz musical would be awesome. Just him
reaching.
Anyway, so Nick, you had a point.
yeah, no. Well, I don't think I had a point. I was just bitching. But
Did Nick have a point? Did Nick have a
always.
point though?
But looking at this, man, all I'm saying is like the stripper culture shit, the whole situation where people, are cool with this being in other properties, and this isn't using the Muppets like name. It's just fucking like, hey, why don't
It
we
literally started. Nick, not to cut you off, but it literally had a point from the director of Muppet movies, as one of the director of all these movies.
Well, listen, it's okay. No, I guess you're right.
And it's Jim Henson's son.
No, yeah, but that's the thing. Like they're gonna bring that up, yeah. But like as far as like they're not trying to get kids with this shit. I mean, it's supposed to be like, hey, isn't it funny if a fucking adult it's
Right.
It's a parody or a satire. I don't want to get into that argument.
no, this is a movie for me to bring all y'all to the toasties and give y'all alcohol and smoke joints right before we go inside the movie theaters. Let's be honest here.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, they're not getting kids for this one. Y'all.
The fact that you guys are even giving it like an inch of like real rational criticism, like this is a real deep movie. It's not for that at all.
That's my problem, though. The entire point of this movie is to just basically get a bunch of the stoners' wallets to be like, okay, guys, we're going to do something really stupid, but it's going to have Muppets because you used to be kids at one point. We're going to put Melissa McCarthy in there to get the female audience and people that actually like her for some fucking reason. And then we're going to put Henson on the title so that you think that this is something related to the shit you grew up with. And then it's like, oh, by the way, don't worry about the actual content of the fucking trailer. That doesn't fucking matter.
Well,
Yeah.
well, here's the thing. Me and you've always disagreed with humor to the point that it turned into an Alan witch hunt during Deadpool. So, like we already know that you don't like this type of humor. So I kind of take it with a grain of salt, the kind of criticism, because I did enjoy a lot of this kind of humor within it. And I think a lot of people that are going to go see it for the exact reasons I'm saying it and not being like too harsh and
They're just stoned out of their fucking minds.
Well, not even that. Like if they aren't seeing it too judgmental and harsh because it's not doing like a real like kind of high quality type humor, then you're gonna have a fun time laughing your ass off through it.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, obviously it's subjective. I finally said it right, Alan. Holy shit, you taught me well. But
No, it's submission. You're close.
God damn it!
No, what the submission? What?
Hold on, I'm trying to fuck him up, Alan. Join me.
No,
We got this far. We can't go backwards.
No, everyone's on groundation, but no. The thing is, yeah, like I said, dude, it looks. I hate to pull a Justin Zarian, but like, yeah, it doesn't look cheaply made. Like the camera work, it's nice. The characters don't look like cheap little puppet characters. This looks almost official, and it's not. And it's like, okay, fucking cool. I'm down for this. And we don't. I mean, with comedy, every trailer looks bad, dude. I mean, is there any comedy that you remember seeing a trailer for, and you're like, oh, I can't wait for that shit? Like, I've never seen that. Clerks 2 looks stupid.
21 Jump Street, that's my biggest example for this trailer is the fact that 21 Jump Street looks fucking horrible and I didn't laugh at any of the jokes they showed and I fucking love that movie and its sequels, but
The second one trailer was pretty good.
I felt like they were trying to do a lot of copies within the jokes itself, especially when they were doing the whole grabbing the dick and the grenade stuff. It was kind of the equivalent of like doing what they did with the Muppets doing the whole jizz scene. It was like, okay, this is like, hey, we're going to try to be as nasty as possible because that's all we really got in the end. And then the movie was actually more of it. That's why I'm saying, like, you should probably just give this a chance to try to think.
I'm not watching this fucking garbage.
Oh no, here's $20. Now let's go.
Hell no.
He's gonna get you a fucking what's that shit called? Amazon or AMC Movie Pass or the fuck. But
I'm gonna lock him up like Pulp Fiction. He's gonna have a ball gag. Are you ready for the Muppet Sound?
I will break out of that shit or kill myself.
So here's the thing: we're not gonna do a full trailer reaction for this, but I am moving on to the next topic. And this particular trailer reaction, like I said, ain't nothing to say.
Bullshit.
Hey, you guys ever like Queen? Like
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of those things. But the thing I want to discuss, and I'm not gonna talk a whole lot about this because I don't know what the fuck I'm discussing. But Bohemian Rhapsody trailer was criticized apparently for ignoring Freddie Mercury's sexuality. Now, I at first was telling because Ganja brought this up to me, and I was like, dude, why are people bitching about this? But then he told me that apparently they have announced or at least kind of revealed that they're not going to discuss that throughout the entire movie. That is insane to me. But Ganja, take it away as far as like explaining what that's.
All right, because I am one of those people that are kind of mad at this fucking reboot, and I was hoping that Sacha Baron Cohen did it because I feel like he was going to take it very seriously, and he's one of those guys that does a lot of comedic shit, but when he's in a serious movie, he does take it seriously and tries his best to get the best action performance out of himself, and I think he would have done a great job doing Sacha Baron Cohen. But one of the problems is Queen wants to do this like squeaky clean, like early 2000 fucking biopic shit where they don't want to touch on none of the bad shit that happens between the band besides maybe music creative differences to the point that they're not even going to touch on like a little bit of their drug habits and the fact that Freddie Mercury was kind of was a gay dude back in the day when that shit was not accessible. And the fact that they're not touching on him is kind of a big part of his personality, down to several music videos. I remember I was showing my favorite music video of Queen, and it's called I Want to Break Free. And it's basically him just coming out and saying, I want to be a woman and freely dress how I want to dress. And it's just him and cross-dressing throughout the music video with the rest of the band members joining in on him. And like that's a huge aspect of Freddie Mercury, is his sexuality, down to the point that the last concert they show in the trailer is Live Aid. How the fuck are you not going to touch the fact that this man was kind of a little bit of a sexual promiscuous dude, to the point that he died of AIDS in the early 80s. He was one of the first famous victims that got everyone to care about it to a certain extent, because they knew who Freddie Mercury was. A lot of people didn't know victims back in the day because they weren't mainstream stars like he was. And that's a huge aspect of his life. That's like touching on David Bowie and not him being crazy on drugs and becoming a fascist for like 10 years.
Yeah, no shit.
Or or when they do the Michael Jackson biopic and not have the last half of his life where he lost his fucking mind.
Yeah,
Right.
I was actually gonna say like having Michael Jackson without having him rape kids, but I'm sorry about that.
But that's the thing, like one of the things, like when I watch a trailer, because that's unfortunate, because again that's one of the most defining points of his life. But as far as the actual trailer itself, I kind of liked it, because again, I kind of like music biopics, because especially people I like, because it's like it reminds me of kind of Shit Outta Compton, where it's like, hey, let's go back to how it all started. Because I love Shit Outta Compton. I've watched that movie 3 times. Like that fucking movie is amazing. And I was like, another one? Yes, I can't wait for another one. And I kind of like the guy who's playing. I keep forgetting his fucking name, but he's on Mr. Robot, and he plays a good young, Freddie Mercury, and I kind of like that. And one of my favorite things in the trailer was the top of Bohemian Rhapsody, the song. And like, what the fuck? This is 6 minutes long. Yeah. And me and Nick literally had a discussion like last week about like, yeah, that song is like fucking 10 minutes long, man. That's like 3 different songs in one.
No, trust me, I sang at karaoke with the guys at the fucking anniversary party, man. Like after like the 5th or 6th verse, I'm like, how further does this go?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, like that is an important part. But honestly, the trailer, like I think I'm still gonna watch this movie, because I'm not gonna say, oh, I'm the biggest Queen fan. I do like Queen songs. There's a bunch of them I still listen to this day. Another one, Bites the Dust, Champion, We Are the Champions, Break Free is actually a really good song as well. I'm gonna watch this because I think the trailer looks really good, and I love music biopics.
Now, the one thing that annoys me about biopics right now is this whole shit. This is all eyes on me over here, and I hate that they get these properties that are with big stars, and it's like everything about their life has been so documented to a fucking pristine type fashion, where I'm like, okay, you don't have to be creative even. You can just make this movie and say, yep, I got the shortcuts. Just look at all the history.
Well, not only that,
fucked up so bad.
Not only that, like to go on to your point, like the fact that a lot of these characters like Tupac are so fucking researched and in depth. There's 1,000 documentaries, there's thousands of fucking autobiographies, some shit that gets in conspiracy crazy shit that the FBI killed him, and some shit that's just basic like, yo, his life story by autobiography. But like the thing is, like with Queen, it's the same fucking thing. So the fact that they want to ignore a huge aspect of his life and try to turn it down some, that I think really turns off a lot of people, even though it's going to be it might be a good movie to a certain extent. It's just that's going to be a huge part that's going to kind of blare on people. And that's one of the things about biopics so far, is everyone's kind of accepted that they're going to show the dark part of the artist. They started that with Ray. They've done that with the Johnny Cash one. And every biopic since this day is kind of a trope to a certain degree. But that's why these characters are so good, because they live life like movies. And it fits so well within a kind of script. Like, so the fact that you fuck it up really shows how fucking much you didn't really care.
Yeah, and it's frustrating because you even see things like this. I mean, you have people that don't like rap music or don't like hip hop or whatever. You have no idea how important this shit was. This is Straight Outta Compton right here. And I know Alan likes it. I've only seen a portion of it, but they got so many things wrong with this fucking movie. Like, I'm sorry, but and I don't know if it was the actors or the writers or what, but there is like some shit where I'm like, yo, were you guys trying to make this for a show? They're like, you know, dude, cut it all out, make a movie. There was things that were not fucking talked about at all in the movie. There's something so simple, and I hate it, but there's like, hey, why you gotta be so ruthless? There's a story to go to that, and you motherfuckers literally just said, why you gotta be so ruthless? Oh, I'm gonna be ruthless then. Like, it's so fucking stupid. It's cartoony. You and shit like that happen the whole time when they're getting attacked by the cops, and it's like, stop it, I did nothing wrong in minutes, and the cop's like, well, I'm the bad guy, racist cop. That's the only reason I have. There is story there. They made a song about it. You guys didn't do any of that shit. I mean, it is frustrating that all this documented. I've seen so many specials, so many DVDs based on all these guys. And they all have different stories, too. It'd be cool to kind of show, like, hey, this is where Eazy-E was coming from. This is where Snoop Dogg was coming from. This is where Ice Cube's coming from. They did none of that shit. And for me, with biopics. I got the chicken pox.
No, that's going to be a great Bethesda game.
It's itchy as fuck, y'all. No, I get a fever. It's fucked up. No, but as far as this goes, dude, like
Sounds
I
like
don't.
heroin.
Well, I get what you're getting at. That sometimes they're not always able to get everything exact. Because I know that there's a few things in trailer content that even I kind of was like rolling my eyes at. Like, you know, at the end of the movie, Dre's like, and I'm gonna start a new label, Aftermath. I'm like, man, you did that shit for 20 years. But it's one of those things where when you see documentaries specifically or interviews, it's always like someone telling a story. And I think the reason people like biopics is because you get to see it from their perspective. And obviously, you got to change things. You got to make things go faster. You got to certain things you can't put in, and certain things you got to change for the course of a movie. But no one should take a biopic as scripture. You take it as kind of a movie about a person, and you'd be like, okay, that's some of the stuff there. And it's almost like, okay, enjoy this entertainment, but know that there's always more to the story. And that's why the end credits to Straight Outta Compton is a bunch of stuff with Dre discovering Eminem and stuff like that. Or, you know, all the stuff with Tupac and all that jazz. Because it's like there's 100 other stories that were happening between this. But we're going to try to string together a narrative here that hits enough of the highlights that you get the biggest parts.
Yeah, but sometimes they try their best to make it that the characters look so sympathetic that it's completely out the realm of like the point of a biopic. I always use Walk Hard because that was the one that it did a lot of these little tropes and stuff, especially with the whole little like, oh, she just told me to walk hard. That's gonna be my next album hit. There you go. Like it does that bullshit, but like it still keeps the character grounded and like, no, this is a fucked up dude. That's why everyone loved him and liked his music because it was coming from a real place. And like what to go on Nick's point is the fact that they are so ready to sugarcoat a lot of the stuff that these guys did and just go gloss over and stuff and just make these movie kind of tropes really makes it more of a, oh, like this is a one in lifetime thing and not just regular people just coming together and actually trying to make something special because they're all talented in a certain way within their craft. And my biggest thing is like they did that to fucking Straight Outta Compton to a certain degree, which whitewashed in history when they basically painted Ice Cube and Dr. Dre as the nicest people there, but because Eazy-E's dead and all they have to do is sign off a waiver sign with his wife, they were able to go all deep on his life and making him seem like the baddest guy in the group when Dr. Dre was hitting his wife and shit and Ice Cube was doing all kinds of crazy shit at the same time too.
Well, maybe they squeaky clean Dre, but like they straight up show the scene where Ice Cube fucking takes a baseball bat to a producer's office and starts like wrecking the entire fucking thing.
So everyone's gonna be like, oh, it's badass. He's such a rebel, man.
Look, he's gonna get his money, man, no matter what.
Yeah. No, but it's like I get what you mean that like obviously they can't show everything because they do want to keep that secret, but like they were like some places are able to get away with it and other places like they just straight don't want to. But it's still an interesting aspect of these people's lives that I do want to see this because this does look interesting in what they kind of showed. And it is upsetting that they're not going to go like full to it, but I still think it's going to be an enjoyable biopic of, you know, a really inspirational singer.
Yeah, man, and I don't know. I mean, I know it sounds like, wow, dude, you're just going to shut on everything, aren't you? But we'll see what happens. Max, I know you haven't talked at all, but I'm actually, believe it or not, I actually forgot to add one more thing to our show, so I got to do that right now. But before we move on, Max, you, sir, what do you feel about this trailer, and are you as mad as other people with this whole anti-gay thing or not showing the gay thing?
I'm actually kind of see where Ganja and Alan are coming from, because one of the big things about fuck you, and then one of the big things about Freddie Mercury was the fact that he was one of the first people to pass away from HIV, and the fact that they're not gonna look over that big part of his person, and the fact that this big disease is kind of questionable. But just the way the trailer was shot, the composition, Rami Malek as Freddie Mercury, I thought was pretty good. The way they blended certain songs from Queen in the trailer, I thought was fine. So I'm gonna watch the movie, but I can see where Ganja's coming from.
Yeah, no, me too. So we'll see what happens. But you know, Ganja, I guess, is right on this one. But usually I'm right all the fucking time. Ganja's usually wrong. Just to let you guys know.
Sure.
So to remind people really quick too. This after hours, make sure to pay attention at the end of the show. We're about to actually end pretty soon. After hours, once again, I know Max, you're probably thinking like, man, all these movies are fucking terrible. I fucking hate Alan, the whole thing. But yeah,
this is not my fault.
It kind of is, but it's okay. But before
all these movies that Alan likes. He's so
that's
wrong.
how you know it's not me, because shit. I ain't tell you what movies I
Bruce
like.
Almighty is all you, and I hope to God they voted in.
But let me just do something.
They won't.
Arkham Knight is trash.
Let me see.
Anyway, Nick, what's up?
I'll be
No, I
mad
just
if I
wanted to
start
show
laughing
this
at Bruce Almighty jokes because he'll never let me live it down.
But anyways, as you guys can see, I forgot to put our MSA Solutions thing on there too. I just realized as we're going to that particular topic. So moving on. Speaking of that, I actually have a story. I know. I mean, there was no way, dude. I was like thinking while Max was talking, like, how am I gonna segue? I was like, fuck it, just tell the truth.
What it was, I was just looking at the next topic. Like we're gonna talk about. Wait, he didn't have the next topic, so what the fuck was he gonna pull up?
I know. I had nothing, dude. It was like, wow, what the fuck was I thinking? That's okay.
I'm waiting for the biopic for the MCA is gonna be weird.
I should have pulled up a blank screen. I would have laughed my ass off.
I did for a second. It was pitch black.
Yeah, I was wondering. I'm like, did the show crash?
No, I with XSplit you can't just add a new scene where if I get to like go to a scene that actually already exists and then add whatever fucking add. And so people, it's not my fault. It's XSplit, and God just muted because he's fucking laughing so hard. That bitch.
No, he's not muted. He just turned his mic off because he's fucking on the floor right now.
God damn it.
I'm fine. That
I'm the only mature one here.
You did that so smooth. I didn't even realize. I was like, yeah, hold on.
You almost got away with it too if it wasn't for you.
You meddling stoner.
Because he fucking laughed hard. I was like, well, I mean, I'm going to laugh too, so I got to explain. Anyways, moving on, you fucking assholes. The reason why I thought of this particular topic is because this news that came out, which I think this is pretty obvious, honestly. They said cable TV providers have lost 3.4 million subscribers since 2012, which...
That's it?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking too. And I was also thinking too of like, since 2012, I mean, implementation of these new, modern technologies that we have happened like in 2006, 2008. Like, I'm actually surprised it took that long. But yeah, before we even get into the thing that I had planned and everything, that's gonna make Ganja laugh again, most likely. Why do you think this happened? Why do you think that people? I mean, I know there's a many reasons, but choose one, and then we'll see if we can argue it.
Okay.
Yeah. So, Alan, like you, why do you think they actually lost so many subscribers, especially since 2012, as opposed to before that?
Probably because the Google satellites are brainwashing people with the lizard. No, I'm kidding. I want to pull a Alex Jones shit. It's one of those things where when Netflix started, whenever it did start, it's like it was when kind of no one really knew what they were doing with the streaming services. No one had any idea. Game of Thrones probably hasn't even started. Stranger Things no one even could think of doing. No one really knew that you could have good television outside of cable. So people were still kind of hanging on to their sports and then, wrestling in your case, their other stuff. And it's like, oh, wait, Netflix has some of these shows? Wait, Netflix has some shows from across the way? I don't have to go out of my way to pirate them? Oh, wait, Netflix is actually starting to show some of this stuff? Wait, all these other networks on the internet? It's like, I don't have to pay my cable. Because people had cable and internet. Internet for, games and email and all that stuff, and cable for television. But now with internet being a place where you can watch television, you no longer need a cable. That number to me should be like 10 times that.
Yeah.
Because it's like, who's still really using cable anymore?
I think, for me personally, I think it's because they haven't really changed like many people still don't have digital cable. People still have shit where it's like you can't fast forward the commercials and you can't fucking save your TV shows. I literally have to put in my fucking time, my phone and my watch and everything and be like, yo, 7 o'clock CST, I gotta be here to watch fucking this show or else I'm not gonna watch it. Like, there's no way to get to it.
Yeah, I hated that shit back in the day, man.
I like that shit because then you gotta talk shit you gotta talk shit to friends that didn't get to actually see it, and you were like, yeah, man, I got to watch last night's
episode. You were those assholes. Like, well, I watched it. I am special.
Oh man, you fucking suck, bro. What were you doing? I was doing homework. Oh, weak bitch.
Or I didn't have cable for like half my childhood.
Oh, you poor son of a bitch.
Oh man, yeah.
And they're having to watch Simpsons all the time because that's the only thing on basic cable. That ain't Want to Be a Millionaire.
Hey, and by the way, that's a great show. How
I love that show.
Simpsons and the Millionaire. Wow.
That was the only thing on basic cable, so that's all I watched.
Well, you talk shit, Ganja, but Who Wants to Be a Millionaire is fucking amazing. I love that.
Well, I only talk shit because I got lucky one bad storm weather and the cables got crossed somehow, and I got a bunch of free channels.
Oh, man. Shit.
Who Wants to Be a Millionaire taught me I'm never, ever going on that show ever.
Yeah. But, yo, you Mr. Ganja Guru. Like, why do you think? I mean, we all have our reasons, and they're all very, very valid, so it's not like we're going to argue with you. But what are reasons that you think TV lost so many subscribers?
Well, the fact that you got to buy so much of these packages to, like, for example, I have cable, and one of my things is I need to watch HBO because I'm a fan of the Bill Maher show, Vice, and this new show. I forget what it's called, but it's this guy goes around. He basically explores a lot of the small elements in America. I'm forgetting his name because it's some weird shit, but he does a little like a variety show on that. And I really am a fan of HBO product. I even checked out Game of Thrones a few times with Alan them. And one of the things is I don't want to own Showtimes. I don't want to own Cinemax. I don't watch anything on Stars. But in order to order this one channel, I have to buy 5 fucking channels that I don't watch. and the stuff that I do want to watch, it usually comes with a cable of other bullshit. Like right now, I have I think it's History Channel HD, which is basically it does all the documentary stuff. I'm a fucking history nerd, so I use the fuck out of that. But I have to pay an extra 10 or $15 because it comes with another 15 fucking channels that I don't need.
Yeah,
I have fear.
Yeah,
Why?
fear no one gives a fuck about at all, man.
Wait,
Oxygen's-
Fear? What?
It's a horror movie network.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
God.
Fear TV or something. It's almost like what El Rey was trying to do with their shit.
Right.
They're basically taking that. And then another thing too, sci-fi has become less and less horror movie-esque. Like fucking. In the last...
Sci-fi just does whatever the fuck they want.
They're
Yeah.
doing like those stupid parody movies or like Big Fish versus Small Human shit.
Oh god, yeah, that shit's terrible. And I mean, then you get channels like Oxygen and fucking Pot TV, and it's like, okay, like no one's like seriously, no one's watching this shit because these shows come on. every other channel.
Oxygen?
Oxygen, yeah.
It's my least favorite element.
Wait, the one that you have to fucking what?
Overrated.
It's you can't live without it. It's Oxygen.
Not with
dude.
that attitude.
God damn it, people. I love it though.
I'm gonna just choke Alan when I see him next time. Don't worry, you don't like it anyways, bitch.
I know Alan's like, yes, relieve me of this bullshit.
Sleep,
I don't
sleep
have to deal with you,
outside.
motherfuckers. I'll take it.
No, but moving on from this though is okay. So we all pretty much explained what we don't like about current TV and why they probably lost a bunch of subscribers. But let's solve some shit, y'all, because today's assignment. This is not the right thing.
No.
May I say
I'm trying
the
not to tell you. Like, how do I tell them it's the wrong thing?
Yeah, man. XSplit.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with. You're gonna ask us because we're all intelligent. How the fuck we're gonna save cable?
Yeah, you know, I just used this as a thumbnail because I made it, people. I actually did make it, but it's not showing up because it's not XSplit. Actually, it's Dropbox. It wasn't XSplit. Sorry, XSplit. It wasn't your
Hey,
fault. baby.
Pixar didn't happen, man.
But why do you think? Why do you think, or what would you do to solve the issue, man? Because for me personally, what I would do is, I think with so many people watching YouTube TV shit, not YouTube TV, but YouTube
Right.
live streams and people personalities online, why not have that shit on cable somehow? I don't know why they haven't done that. Everything's still the same old channel TV bullshit with all these commercials. Why not have just a complete live stream show with these YouTube celebrities, and so they can be like, hey, watch us on TV if you want us to not stop making fucking videos. We're slaves. And then, like at the bottom of the screen, have ads going out the entire time.
See,
Watch
How would
Happytime.
you do it so that you can have specific? Because the thing about YouTube is you can basically just have access to it. If you're just clicking through your television, how would you like have a situation where you could click? Let's say you want to watch a bunch of flip between random people. How would you even navigate
Well,
that?
it'd be a playlist. Someone would, I mean, you know, someone in the Cox building, or I say Cox, but because I have Cox. God damn it, there's no way to say that shit. Like,
how many cops do you have?
I have so
Do you
many
like
Cox. I do
It's
like
a medical discovery.
But like Contour does this thing now where you can actually go to Netflix on your TV and everything like that too. But it's like, why not have a channel that has a complete playlist of just showing all their episodes? So it's like there's still viewership going on, but it'll also tell you like a little thing like, hey, this is what's next. You know, watch this. And by the way, they're doing live streams now too. So if you stay with us for the next 4 hours, you'll get Philip DeFranco talking about, you know, fucking Starbucks coffees or whatever his white fucking thing he does is, you know, like,
Sure.
I like pumpkin spice lattes, like, you know, whatever the fuck he does. But I mean, for me, I just feel like somehow get YouTube celebrities on TV. I don't know if you guys agree with that, but Alan, like, what would you do to fucking bring it back?
I do it the same way that, like, to me, I would do it the same way how a phone plan works. You have your base price of, 20 or 30, and that basically gets you access to the networks. But then it's like, cause something Ganja's yelling at where it's like, yo, why do I have to pay $15 for a bunch of shit I don't use? It's like, okay, you pay, let's say you pay, I don't know how much cable works, let's say you're paying $30 a month. That's like the entrance fee. That's your base. And what it is like every single network has a different price from $5 to $10 depending on popularity and demand. And then that you add it on. So let's say you only care about HBO, but you want to watch it on cable. You're like, okay, I was getting HBO, so I pay $40 a month. But they'll say, oh, I kind of like Stars now. You add that on. I kind of like this. I kind of like that. Let it basically be like you're shopping. Have it a la carte. That way I have a situation where it's like, oh, I pay $50 or I pay $100 a month. I have all these channels, but then you, Nick, you pay the same price, but you have like a bunch of different channels that I don't. And then you could be like, oh, I want to cancel this and I want to replace it with that. Give people more choice, because I think one of the biggest problems is people just feel like, well, I'm paying like $300 a month and I don't get to choose what I want. That's why like I can go to Netflix and watch whatever I want for $10. So just have a situation where it's like, yeah, have it where you could choose every single thing you want and give it a base cost. That cost is quality, maintenance, all that stuff. And then you can choose every single network you want for your own personal choice.
Yeah, damn, told me on that shit too. You know what I mean? You, Mr. Content Guru, what would you?
Me personally, I'm ready to kill the Comcast networks and all the other shit and just cut the cords and just go onto straight Wi-Fi internet and have nothing but streaming. But since you're making me save these evil bastards, see, the thing is what they're doing right now is they're trying to get into the app program. So, for example, Comcast now has the ability that you can actually go onto YouTube through an app system through its direct DVR. The problem is they don't make money off of that shit off of YouTube. So what I think the best way they can do now, and they're evil corporations, they don't give a fuck anyways. So what they could do now is try to their best is to invest money within the networks themselves and try to do like what the news companies are doing and making money off of YouTube itself by trying to be the first ones in the algorithm to get the views and all the advertisement fee. And that seems to, and it helps YouTube grow as a provider of content as well, and as a, I guess, legit network because all these legit companies are coming onto there and actually putting their content. For example, I hate to bring up Bill Maher because he's kind of divides the audience here, and I don't blame y'all because he's kind of an asshole sometimes. Even I disagree with him.
And not funny.
I don't disagree with. I'll disagree with that because sometimes he does make me laugh my ass off, especially with politics, which is kind of hard to do. But one of the things he does do is he puts some of his content on YouTube with the real time with Bill Maher YouTube channel, and he does. I think it's the after. It's basically his version of the after hours where he talks to the guests for like an extra 10-15 minutes and talk about topics they didn't get full depth into, and actually let people ramble on before he interrupts them. And I think that's great content for YouTube, and it makes it a special place to go. And you can easily have a special feature, like for example, YouTube's got the sponsor thing now. You can easily switch that to a major company and have it where you could just watch Bill Maher's full episodes for like $1.20 or $3 or $4 or $5 and that helps out everybody. The economy makes money, YouTube makes money, and Bill Maher makes his percentage out of it as well.
God damn, I'm actually really surprised you were able to say all that shit. Like, damn.
And death to the bourgeoisie, goddamn.
I'm just saying, dude, that's a very capitalistic type of fucking mindset there, buddy. I'm just playing.
Hey, in order to destroy the system, you must know how it works.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly not. You failed at Monopoly.
Shit.
Fucking, the reason I failed at Monopoly is because I bet on the wrong horse.
Yeah, you suck.
God damn it.
I didn't bet on any horses. I was fighting two motherfuckers. I still won.
Now, I don't know if you even give a shit about this, but Max, my boy, my son, make me proud and win me over like Alan and Ganja has. What would you do to bring back numbers for cable TV if you even want to?
Shit. I got a great answer. Actually, I don't have an answer. I'll just go with what Alan said.
Okay, makes sense.
That's ripping me off.
I got a great answer. What he said.
Exactly, which is a good answer. I mean, yeah.
I'm with Alan. No one's ever said that before.
But yeah, man. I mean,
I'll first here.
I know they have this thing now called Sling TV. And man, they do this shit where they have like basically, I mean, I don't know if like the channels, like there's a shit ton of channels or anything, but basically you pay for what you want to watch. I don't know why they don't do that. Like you said earlier, Alan, there's so much shit where you don't want to watch these channels that they gave you, but it's like, hey, it's part of a package. Take off packaging. I mean, I'm sure everyone will like buy everything, individually.
Give them the choice, but the thing is, it's like the reason they're stuck with that is the old mentality of back in the day. Again, when I was a kid, you paid your $50 for cable and you got access to everything. And people are still living that mentality. Like the whole thing of 2012, it's like that was like almost yesterday to me, kind of. That wasn't that long ago. So people aren't used to the idea that they can do whatever they want. I'm used to it because the reason I even got into getting my quote unquote illegal access to television shows was because I was sick of doing the thing that Ganja was talking about, where I got to sit up at 1 o'clock in the morning and watch Smallville. Like that shit was ridiculous. But then it's like, wait, I get access to whatever I want. I can pick and choose. I had to learn how to do that, learn to get used to it. And I could imagine there's a bunch of people that, 30, 40, 50-year-olds were like, I don't want to sit there and pick and choose. I just want to sit there and have the TV on. Like, so they don't really give a shit. That's why there's still people with cable. That's why this, like, I think my idea would work, but it would take a while. Like, it's going to be another 5-10 years before we start seeing cable companies just dying.
Yeah, no, I agree with that too, especially with PSN doing their whole thing now too and everything.
That's why people are trying to get so much money off the internet, because they own all the lines and stuff. So they're trying to switch over to a more profitable market, which is them controlling the internet and trying to make the most out of our data usage.
Yeah, but here's the thing though, folks. I guess we're done with that. I think it's solved. You guys did it. I'm proud of you very much.
Yep, we did the evil thing and saved cable. Fuck us all.
Yeah, that's actually people.
Yeah,
I only
did it. We had great answers.
And the thing is, though, the reason why we even did this whole topic is because I just want them to defend cable TV for once. That's all. That wasn't a good topic. I just wanted you guys.
All right, I love this because the fact that even if there's somehow some guy from corporate Comcast sees this, he can be like, "Nah, we're on the good path."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they're so out of touch.
I had the best answer.
No,
That's my answer, bitch.
but moving on. This one might be a long one, folks, and
That's what she said.
wow, that was fucking clever.
That's also what she said.
You motherfucker, and fuck you too. People, it is that time. It's Flex and Chill. I'm not gonna do a big fucking production. I ain't gonna put up the Flex and Chill thing. He's gonna put his shirt on still. You know, that's what he does. But I'm not. It's Deadpool 2, and I gotta tell y'all, this might be a long one.
Yeah.
As far as what I saw, I might be arguing with a couple people. Who knows? But if you guys have seen it, make sure to let me know. I'll give you a link and come on to the fucking Hangouts call with us and chill, hang out, all that good jazz. And if you have any other movies that you've seen for Flex and Chill, we can talk about that as well. But Mr. Alan Birdman, so last time you got your ass in trouble. People did not like you because of the shit you said about our boy Deadpool.
Yeah.
Are people gonna get mad at you again?
Well, they will for some fucking reason. But I'll say this: literally every problem I had with Deadpool 1 gets fixed in this movie. I think that most of the jokes, some of them I felt like they dragged it on too long, but I think most of the jokes landed. Some of the reference humor he did in this actually surprisingly, like there's a couple jokes, especially at the start, that got me. There's a random Canadian joke halfway through that I know Ganja heard.
I loved you.
Dude, we were in a theater of Canadians, and we all laughed at that joke. But it wasn't like
I know what you're talking
kind of like the haha, like when you make fun of me and I'm laughing, but I'm still telling you to fuck off. But some of the jokes worked. It didn't feel forced, because one of my problems with Marvel movies, I feel like they stop the movie to make a joke. They're like, okay, joke time, okay, back to regular movie. Where I felt with this one, it's like it was way more organic than it was in the first one. The characters were way more interesting. They even managed to make something out of that cab. You make him a kind of a funny running gag throughout the whole movie. All the characters were interesting in their own way. They managed to make Cable work really well, even though he's basically the straight man. And all the action was really, really good. It was a mix of cool gunfights to cool sword fights, to just cool spectacle action that made it look really cool. And it's like, I hear people say, "Oh, the CG's bad." I'm like, yeah, kind of. And there's some bad parts, but to me, it's like, I don't give a shit about bad CG as long as the movie's entertaining. If the movie is good, I don't give a shit how bad the CG is, because there's some bad CG stuff. What's up?
How'd you like the action scenes?
The action scenes were really, really well done. The thing is, it's like, yeah, the CG was, there are parts where the CG is good, there's parts where the CG is terrible. But to me, where they nail it is the practical effects. There are some practical effects in this. At one point in the climax of the movie, Deadpool and another character get blown through a house, and I was freaking out because that looks so real. I'm like, how did they do that? Like, there's wood chips everywhere. There's sawdust. There's sparks. I'm like, did they just blow up Deadpool in real life? That's how.
Ryan Reynolds like, I'm either gonna make this a big movie or I'm not, bitches.
Yeah, but you could tell that the situation, because one of the things I was worried about when I saw the first trailer, I'm like, oh, this is a Matrix 2 situation. We're gonna get it. We made this good movie on a low budget. We're gonna get $300 million to do whatever the fuck we want and ruin it. But it's like, no, they used every penny, where they needed to. They're like, okay, let's make this work. Let's make this work. Let's do interesting settings. Let's get interesting characters. There's some jokes with the X-Men that made me laugh my ass off, where they kind of repeated a joke from the first one, but they made it work a lot better as a sequel joke, because they did the whole X-Men. I don't want to spoil anything because I recommend you watch this, but there's an X-Men joke here that I actively loudly yelled at the theater because it was just so well placed. Yeah. And I think that's one of the best part. Every single thing in this movie is well placed. Even there are things I had problems with this movie, and we can't talk about it because it's spoilers. But even with those times, I was like, oh man, I'm really pissed off they did this. But then the movie keeps going. I'm like, I'm still liking this movie, even though they did shit that I hate. And yeah, by the end of it, I'm like, wow, this is a legitimately good movie. This is 100 times better than the first one. If someone next year, someone tells me, yo, what do you want to watch? Deadpool 1 and Deadpool 2? I'm like, yo, Deadpool 2 right away. No question.
Yeah, now one thing before you get into other people's opinions, because here's the thing. I watched most of the movie, but there's a huge part that I did not see, and it was at the end. So the thing is, I will say, when we do discuss this, do not mention I'm just going to say it, the death in the beginning, because that is a big spoiler. It's almost like the door thing or whatever the fuck.
Yeah, of course.
That's a huge thing. I mean, people, I don't even know if it counts as a spoiler, because it's before the credits. You know what I mean?
It's major, and it's not like it was shown in the trailer or anything.
Exactly, it wasn't shown in the trailer, so it is a big thing. But I'm telling you, that particular thing that happens kills the movie for me. When that happened, I was like, so you're gonna be this then? Okay, and then everything that happens after that makes no sense. Yeah, I guess, I don't know, but aside from that, with action and whatnot, actually, since Ganja, you're gonna be the main event tonight for everything, by the way. But oh, that was a creepy fucking face. Don't ever do that again, Max.
Oh yeah!
It's been a week.
How Ron do you think? I'm
Yeah.
just gonna assume that you think Alan is Ron. So how Ron do you think he is, or how do you feel about this movie?
You're gonna be surprised, but I think Alan is actually right.
What?
It had to happen eventually.
But seriously, I did really like this movie. I mean, I liked it just as fine. I liked the first movie because I really liked the first movie, so it's like on the same type of level of quality for me. My favorite part of the movie is that where they twist a certain thing that happens in the trailer, but that's all I'm gonna say. But every joke I thought was hilarious. The action was fun. Some of the effects look so real, and Deadpool, I think he developed more as an individual character, and it's not just him making jokes. It's like him as an actual character now. And Josh Brolin as Cable, I thought was great. He killed it. He killed it as Thanos. He killed it as Cable. So overall, I give Deadpool 2 is like a low full price for me because I really did love it that much.
Yeah, man. And looking at this, man, like I said, people were talking shit about Cable. I'm telling you, he was the best part of this fucking movie. I love
He's
Cable.
good because he comes out of a different movie, comes in here, and they don't do the whole thing of I'm going to be serious, and it goes, look how serious he is. They do that maybe once, one time, and then the rest of it, it's like no, he actually he gives what this movie needs. It gives it enough gravitas so that it still feels like there's stakes, but then you have Deadpool here doing his jokes, but it feels a lot of it in universe, and that's one of the things where it's like. I think this does jokes better than the Marvel movies because I'm so sick of we got to stop the movie to make a joke. It's like, no, this makes it work. They give it to one character to do all the jokes, and it fits within there. And then they have TJ Miller coming in here and being the worst part of this fucking movie.
Oh, God,
And like Cable, and like Alan said, Cable, when he's there, they treat him like an actual, like this is somebody you take seriously. This is not someone that, it's not like every scene he tries to be serious, and then Deadpool does just a joke like, whoa, look how silly I am. Cable's so serious. But no, it's like they made this guy serious. It's like Infinity War, where it's like they finally got the balance between having comedy and having drama. And Cable is a serious guy. Same thing as Thanos. He's a serious guy. So you don't fuck around.
The fact that he hangs out with Deadpool, he's not above actually cracking jokes about Deadpool in like this very just strong demeanor that you don't know if he's joking around with him or he's basically insulting him, really.
Yo, let's just say this.
Yo, Cedric.
Josh Brolin's had a great year.
Yeah, no, he really has.
Like, Jesus Christ. Like, he got from Infinity War to Deadpool in like a month, and he's probably just sitting going, I'm the king of 2018.
How fat are those checks right now?
He's swimming in money, man.
No, but before we get to Ganja once again, main event, I'm holding. Honestly, I feel like Ganja ain't gonna like it, so that's why I'm holding it off. But Cedric, how do you feel about this? And man, awesome, you actually coming on. Last time you were on, were like what, a year and a half ago or something like that. But yeah, man.
You got a strong beard game, man. I can
guys...
respect that.
I'm glad you guys love the movie as much you guys do. I wish I felt the same way about it.
We got a negative opinion, everyone.
Okay, Cedric, before you go on this rant, camera a little bit up. I can see the Deadpool strip, but I can't see your face, baby.
My bad.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go, fun police.
No, I'm not gonna go fun police. I just felt
Cedric's gonna be the Alan.
You better, man, because you started that, and I hate you for it.
No, but I mean, I thought the movie was fine. The jokes, some of them were great. I felt the action was pretty mediocre for the most part. Some jokes went a little bit too long, which seemed to be the theme of the night. But I think the first Deadpool had the shock value that the second one was lacking. And I felt like Deadpool was a little bit more, I hate to say it, more annoying. I know he's supposed to be annoying, but he felt a little bit more annoying. The side characters were there. Josh Brolin as Cable was there. It would just seem like it was a functional movie, but nothing spectacular, nothing I'd go back to.
Okay, and here he is. So Ganja. Look, he was mean monkey by the way. Ganja's just like, well, what, motherfucker?
He's trying to pull a freaking Undertaker, but failed because he didn't put the camera on.
No, but Ganja, take it away, sir. This is all you, man.
Me personally, I really enjoyed the Deadpool film. I kind of agree with Cedric to a certain degree with the Ryan Reynolds part. I felt like because he was such a big aspect of the film in a certain degree, that he kind of just drew all these lines out, and he kind of felt like it wasn't really perfectly comedic timing, and it felt like he was just throwing references out, especially within the beginning scenes. And later in the movie, when he had more characters to bounce off, who weren't just taking these references lightly and were actually giving stuff back to him, I think that's when the movie started really picking up. The Domino, she's one of the best part of this fucking film. I fell in love with her right a fucking way.
I'm kind of the opposite.
What?
And her,
Oh,
and with
wow.
her and her dynamic with Deadpool, I think that was a great workaround with Ryan Reynolds and this I forget the actress name, but I think they had some great chemistry working off each other and just calling each other out on their bullshit. And I love that her power. This is a little bit spoilish, I think, but I don't know. But her power is basically every superhero trope that saves you in the last minute. That is basically her power, and I love that because that is a deep ass parody that you, unless you think about for a second, you're just gonna go over your head like, oh, it's just a stupid power.
Yeah,
But-
no, I do like that a lot. But go ahead, Alan.
I like her powers because her powers, again, they're really cool and they're really useful, and it seems like she has such a handle. It's not like, oh, I don't know how my powers work. It's like, no, you bitch, you take the wheel. She literally at one point says, Lady Luck, take the wheel. And it's like, oh, okay. Her powers are second nature, and I love that. But I felt that her personality was one-noted because her entire thing of the movie was kind of just be sarcastic and be snarky every single 5 seconds. And I felt like that's all she was throughout the whole movie. She had some great action scenes, so I didn't hate her. But I felt like every single line of dialogue, she was just like, let me just kind of be sarcastic or snarky the whole time. And I felt like that's it. She didn't really have anything memorable to say outside of the trailers.
Yeah,
And not only that, I really enjoyed the fucking action in this film, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this was really well done. And, man, I love that they went deep into the X-Men lore to the point that we even got a great fucking fight scene at the end with a character that's really a major figure within the X-Men universe. He's not like some top 2 or top 3 tier character that you're going to have to look up a Wikipedia search. Everyone that's seen the fucking Marvel movies are going to know who this fucking
They didn't
character
give him his line, though, man.
I know they didn't, but you know
They
what?
could have in this movie so easily.
I know, man. Don't get me started on that shit because that's really spoiler heavy.
I know. I think we avoided it, though.
But like, I love that, and some of the CGI was kind of weak, especially in the bigger set pieces where they had a lot of action going on. Besides the final scene where I think they invested a lot of money, which one Alan reference halfway at the end of the movie. But everything else feels kind of very cartoonish and gamey. But I didn't mind that because it's supposed to be. I always take Deadpool as one of these like Disney or Universal rides where the character knows that it's a ride and knows you're there and interacts with you as such. And that's how I took it as. So when it really did stuff that was like really obvious or really out of universe referencey, I just took it as like, oh, he knows I'm here watching this shit. Let's keep going, Deadpool.
Yeah, man. And like I said, I agree with most of you guys and everything you guys said, but it's just like one thing that was kind of annoying to me is like, dude, the movie didn't even wait more than 5 seconds to get to the jokes. It was like as soon, I mean, the first fucking frame was a reference. I'm like, yikes. But I was like, you know what, it's okay. I knew what I was getting into. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
So let's just fucking have our jokes. And then something happens, and then it's like super serious. I'm like, and it's like a downer. I'm like, okay, damn, I'm interested, but what the fuck? Then it's back to jokes after the big disaster. I'm like, well, what the fuck again? Like, it's like this movie has really bad, like, you know, pick the fucking movie you want to be. Like, it's fucking ridiculous. You know, I mean, it's so good, but it's just like, what the shit?
That's the thing. Like, I kind of like liked what they did that because it was one of those things where I hate when they do is like, oh, 100% jokey. Now the movie's just lighthearted. It's like what they kind of did is they kind of showed where it's like the whole thing of where I wish they never explored this in the games or the comics or anything where it's like his humor is the only thing that's keeping him from just essentially like, you know, committing suicide. And I kind of like that where it's like, yeah, he's still doing his jokes and stuff, but it's the only thing to keep him like walking up, like because he's pretty distraught. So when the movie does its jokes, because the movie doesn't become a comedy after that, he's still doing his jokes and stuff like that. But it's to basically keep it. At one point, one of the characters straight up goes like, "Yeah, you remind me of my wife," because she used comedy to keep herself out of that prison. And it's like, oh, okay. He kind of does that to a certain degree, and I think the movie really actually manages to nail that. It's like, okay, this comedy isn't just so we can get away with this shit. It is something for the character, and I think they nail that really well.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
Go ahead, Max.
And something about the first movie that Cedric had brought up that I kind of agree with is that the first movie did kind of get by on the fact that it didn't have that shock value of what they were doing, and the second movie didn't really have that. But I feel like that's also the reason why Alan didn't really like it, because it was so many jokes and so much of that shock value. But you know, I was able to get into the second one as well because it was more like an escape. Whenever he did his jokes, it was more like an escape for him. That's how he just coped with everything. And you know, people like that in real life, you know,
Gotcha.
they don't really know how to handle serious situations, so they just do a whole bunch of jokes, so they laugh a lot.
Yeah,
He's
no,
dead.
he's like laughing
Is
loud.
I supposed to react to that? Like, you guys called me out?
No,
They were all hanging on his every word, man. So as soon as he stopped, we're like, we need more.
no, like that's the thing. Like Max really
What's
could
Max
have.
gonna say next?
No, it's funny because Max really could have like sold me a used car and I would have bought it. Like he really had me in. He's like, and that's why you should buy like the 1988 like Chevy. You know, you should really get it. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. You sound like you know what you're doing.
Get him with the warranty. Get him with the warranty.
But yeah, I mean, here's the thing. We're all gonna review this again next week too. I mean, this is really just our initial reaction to things like that. I mean, I still have to see it too, and obviously we're gonna have a spoiler talk when Allie's here, etc. So we will be talking about this next week, or probably on Wednesday. So I guess let's just get into our ratings and everything. For me, I watched the whole thing. I'm gonna watch it again sometime soon. When I do, hopefully it's a lot better. But so far, for what I saw, it's a 3 out of 5 for me. It's, you know, I guess I stream it because it's like, it's not as funny as the first one. I mean, the references are a little bit better, but it's like, it's the movie. What's good about it makes it less funny, because what's good about it is that it's fucking serious shit. And I mean, certain points, I mean, I'm watching, I'm like, damn, dude, that would fucking kill me. You know what I mean? And to see that, I'm like, okay, that's a comedy. And then, you know, then I'm like, okay, well, now I know that this is a serious movie. And then it does comedy. I'm like, damn, you just have to go half in, don't you, movie? So,
Just
3
a
out of
tip.
5. Just a tip, sir. But Cedric, what would you rate this movie, dude?
I'm gonna say 3 out of 5 as well. I feel like the humor is good, but it's not great. Nothing that busts your gut laughing or anything like that. The action is good, not great. Anybody I hate to say it, but most people that say it's better than the Avengers Infinity War or Deadpool 1, I'm just gonna say you're wrong.
Yeah, Deadpool 1, I'll say it is better, but who says it's better than Infinity War? Who? Like what?
No.
I've heard some people that's on my timeline.
Man, that's just fair weather fans, man.
Yeah, but basically, Max, how about you, man? What'd you rate this?
I would give it a 4.5.
4.5 out of 5?
Yeah, out of 5.
Damn, this is like amazing. Like he's happy as shit. Like, I mean, it doesn't seem like you like it that much. I'm like, what?
No, because the first movie, I gave it a 4 because I can understand where Alan's coming from with the too many jokes and the shock value and stuff like that. But with the second one, I feel like they did a better balance. You know, everything fit. There were some stuff, but it's really more like nitpicks. But I don't feel right giving a full 5, knowing that those nitpicks still get at me. You know, so it's 4.5.
Okay, Alan, you sir.
Yeah, I think I'll give it. I'm gonna give it a slightly lower rating than Little Ragnarok here. I'm gonna probably go 4 out of 5 because to me this movie kind of nailed exactly what it wanted to do. Where it's like, okay, give me the jokes work. Give me some action, the action is good. Give me a bunch of characters, the characters were good. And the thing that I always hated about Deadpool, the fourth wall breaking, I think worked really well because it did it very little. At least I personally felt it was very little. Where there's a few times where he narrates a few things. I'm like, that makes sense. We see that in TV shows all the time where someone narrates the events. And then one of my favorite things when he keeps looking at the camera and goes, hit it, as for the music. I always like that. To me, that was one of my favorite running gags in the movie. But I can't give this anything higher because there's some jokes I felt, especially near the climax, where I'm like, if you just cut this by 30 seconds, this would be much funnier. Especially the last joke at the end. I'm like, I get what you're going for. I really, really do. But this joke is going on for too long. And to me, that kind of lowers it where I'm like, now I'm checking my clock. Now I'm just saying, hurry up, roll it on. So I can't give it higher than 4. But honestly, go out and buy this. Go to the theaters and see this. Especially if you have a good audience, grab a Canadian friend. And if they don't hate you afterwards, because there's a lot of jokes here that I laugh my ass off. Or if you want to, wait for this to go on DVD, rent it and get a bunch of friends over. You'll enjoy this with more people, definitely. So I definitely go out of your way and buy this.
Okay, and you, Mr. Gons, the main event, sir, what do you think about this, man?
I'm pretty much in agreement with Alan. I think it's a strong 4.0, man. Like, I really enjoyed the film, but it wasn't that kind of film that blew me away, especially with me seeing Infinity Wars recently, which was a strong fucking 5 or better than 6, or go out and buy it. Like, it wasn't really up to that par, so I'm not going to give it this, like, strong fucking 5 or whatever rating system we're going on right now, because we got thousands now. But that's basically just, if you're gonna go out and see Deadpool, you're not gonna be wasting your time. You're not wasting your money. Hell, you're not even wasting your money if you enjoy the cheap ass popcorn that's expensive $5. You'll still have a good time, and I'm glad you went and saw it. And if you go see with friends, you'll have a greater time, especially if you partake in certain substances before. And just know you're not going for a 100% serious movie. It's a ride, if anything.
Okay, and it makes sense. But you know what else is a ride, though, Mr. Kanji Guru?
What is
the Untitled Video Game Show? You son of a bitch! Oh my God, this is a short show.
That's the Disney ride they weren't ready to open, but they opened it anyways because the investors were getting on their ass, and it just broke down every 5 minutes. That's the Untitled Video Game Show. So make sure to check it out every Friday at 7:30 CST.
We're functional.
Exactly. When we get it working and it's actually functional and the ride's unstopping, and got you an upside down loop. Check out the Untitled Video Game Show. Me and my co-host Birdman and his little co-host Penelope. We review video games, talk all kinds of video games, good conversations, and even hang out with you guys inside the Facebook chat. That is the Untitled Video Game Show at 7:30 CST time on Fridays.
Oh, yes. And people, once again, after hours, boom, right here. It's Star Trek Into the Darkness, everybody. 13 Reasons Why, Season 2, Episode 1, if it's available, apparently, because fucking they got troubles. Matrix Reloaded, so Alan can masturbate. Bruce Almighty, so he can masturbate again. And Cargo, so I can masturbate all night.
Yeah, so I can masturbate to Alan's tears.
Exactly. Yeah, I like how Alan's face is like, what?
I really want to watch Cargo, because Martin Freeman's in it.
Yeah. Oh, damn. So all these are gonna masturbate too. Jesus, but I feel sorry for your dick. And lots of meat.
Well, except for the 13 Reasons, that one might be weird.
Just so chafe.
Oh my goodness. But here's the thing, though, because she's fucking stupid. Also, people, I'm gonna show you something really, really quick. I know I didn't have it up because my life's been shit today, but over here, this is the Double Toasted YouTube chat, or Double Toasted TT chat.
Double Toasted YouTube
chat. No, it's not. But boom, just click the link there. Go to our Rabbit. Our Rabbit page is right here. Clickety click, click, click. Marxist Bunny's right there. That's a very weird. That's a weird picture, man. Anyways. Go over there to that particular chat. We'll hang out there and we'll pick our movies and all that stuff in the straw poll. So, Ganja Guru, it's that time for you to do your thing.
Yes, it is. 3, 2, 1.
Scream in my ear so fucking loud.
That was your opinion.
I agree with Alan was wrong.
French. That's okay, though.
After